Marco Ortigosa, Erica Portillo, Jürgen Reski, and Luis Salazar. We'd also, I'd like to mention something that is very special, something that we always try to do every year. But this year, due to the generosity of the Border Learning Conference Steering Committee, we were able to offer 15 adjuncts the opportunity to join us without having to pay the registration fee. Thank you to, I think it was very special. They didn't know I was doing this, and I think it was a very special action that was taken by the Border Learning Conference Steering Committee. We paid for registrations so that adjuncts can come to the conference without having to worry about a registration fee. So I'd really like to take some time to acknowledge that. And I hope that we can continue. Oh, let me finish with the thank yous. We'd like to thank the El Paso Community College, and specifically Dean Blaine Primozic and his staff for helping us with the logistics for the conference. That's Lulu Alvarado and Eva Parra. A huge thank you to those who help us pull this off every year. I'd like to inform you that we will be using the chat to communicate a great deal. So if you'd like to share some information, if you have some reaction or positive responses to anything going on in your sessions, please feel free to use the chat. The chat is also a place where questions or want to follow up with the presenters. This request those things because we do ask that you keep your mics off during our presentations. I'd also like to point out, since this is our first ever Border Learning Conference, virtual Border Learning Conference, if you should have any technical issues, please contact Jürgen Reski, and his soothing voice will help you get through your issues. There he is waving to us. Hello. Thank you, Jürgen. So not only will he be able to help you solve your issue, resolve the issue, but he will also calmly make your day better and brighter. So thank you for that, Jürgen. I would like to share, we don't have sign-in sheets. So we're asking that when you enter the room, when you enter the Zoom meeting, that you use the name that is on your registration. That way we can help with letters of participation. More importantly, we have door prizes. We have over 20 door prizes we'd like to be able to share with our participants. We're offering, we should have 3 winners per each session. We have 9 sessions. So for every session you attend, there are more chances to win, but we do need to know your names. So if you are using a name other than the name on your, when you scroll over the block which has your name, you can see the 3 dots, and those 3 dots will help you rename yourself if you're not currently right now using your actual name. Okay. So please, that would be very helpful to the committee, and it would be helpful for us to track you down if you want a prize. Next, I'd like to, every year for the Border Learning Conference, this would be the time where we hear from our Crossing Borders Award winner. This year, our Crossing Borders Award winner is the COVID unit at the University Medical Center of El Paso. We'd like to honor the nurses of the COVID unit at the University Medical Center of El Paso. For those of you who know, they were the first COVID unit here in El Paso and took on the brunt of the issues that were happening with the pandemic. And the reason that we're honoring our nurses is because the nurses who's had a family member, loved one that was in the hospital with COVID, you know that the nurses were the only people that you can talk to, that you can reach out to. They were your link to your loved one. And for their selfless efforts, for working overtime, for working off shift, we'd like to thank them. And due to the generosity of your registration fees, because of your registration fees, we're able to provide them with a catered gift that will be available to all the nurses at UMC. So shortly after the conference, they will be receiving a catered gift from us to show our appreciation for all that they do. This year, we're happy to, we don't have gift bags and we can't hug you the way that we want to, and we're really sorry about that. But the wonderful members of our Board of Learning Conference Committee, Sarela Aguilar and and Luis Salazar have put together the first ever Border Calendario. And the Border Calendario began as just an activity book with a few activities that can be done from home while you're quarantining. But then grew into this beautiful booklet, this beautiful calendar where that you can find recipes and inspirational quotes, images, puzzles, things to keep you going during the quarantine. So you can download this. You'll be given a link with, at the end of the conference, you'll be given a link to that Border Calendario. It will be given to that link to the Border Calendario. And I hope that you will enjoy it as much as Sarela and Louis have enjoyed making it. They've done an excellent job. We also have a couple other exciting exciting items to highlight. First, on Friday at noon, you'll see our medical professionals panelist. So it's your opportunity to speak with the people who make the decisions for our educational institutions here in El Paso. So it's a very unique opportunity, and I hope that you will take advantage of the opportunity. If you'd like to learn more about the panelists, you can find a link in the chat for the panelists webpage. We have 5 members of 5 medical professionals, from both sides of the border, coming to speak with us, and the panel will be moderated by none other than our own Loreli Ambris. Thank you. So the link is available now. You can also, by going on your welcome page, you can fill out a Google form if you have any questions for those panelists. So there's a link to the Google form that offers the questions for the panelists. And we ask that you please take some time to consider a question that you might ask those medical professionals that make those decisions on the border that affect our lives. The other most important highlight that I'd like to share with you today is our keynote speaker. Now, our keynote speaker is Dr. Peter DeWitt, and he will be speaking on a very important topic: why we should care about the mental health of our educators and administrators, right? Why we should care about the mental health of our educators and leadership. I think that's one of the things that we forget to discuss, and as we trudge along through our days, is that our mental health is being greatly affected without the ability to see each other, and as our lives have been disrupted. So I hope that you will take every opportunity to listen to that keynote speaker, as he has a lot to share with us. Since this is our first ever virtual conference, please let us know if there's any wrinkles we need to help you smooth out and help you enjoy the conference to the best of our ability, but of your ability. But also, because it is the 20th anniversary, we'd really like to take the time and congratulate, commemorate, and celebrate the folks who founded this conference and made it all happen. So, and actually that's why I'm so very nervous, is because they're here. And that is most important to me and to our committee is that we keep the spirit alive, the spirit that created this conference and the specific issues that we deal with on the border. So thank you. We'd like to thank them very much. And I would like to introduce you to one of the committee members, the committee that was made up of Freddie Jaimes, Erica Portillo, and Marco Ortigosa, who interviewed, interacted, and created this beautiful video that Freddie Jaimes is about to introduce and that you are about to watch. So, Freddie, take it away.
Hello, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. So as a way to commemorate the 20 years of the Border Learning Conference, we decided to make a very, very special video, basically to remember all of those who have contributed for the last 2 decades to render the BLC conference, the conference that you all know. This video is basically a celebration of the difficulties, the hard work, and all the successes of the conference. The video is basically a celebration of our community, or border, or college, and all the people that have worked so hard to make this happen. And of course, a celebration of our students. Thank you again to Professors Erica Portillo and Marco Ortigosa, who worked with me in crafting the video. I hope you enjoy it.
Initially started out of a conversation between two friends.
That was the original intent and the methods of the conference. And with the energy and the enthusiasm of coming together and doing something very new.
And the two friends were Peter Mass and Steve Luddington, who was an English professor at Doña Ana Branch Community College. It was the DABCC at that point.
The first conferences themselves and how we met were of a vision of a sort of free market of ideas. Our idea was to create a platform for educators of secondary schools in the region to come together to cross the borders of teaching area.
We came up with the idea that we would launch the conference by having a dinner, like an event, and we actually had Senator Elliot Chapley from El Paso as our opening speaker.
It was enormously successful. And I think just talking with individuals locally outside of their regular areas of teaching.
It's about this open marketplace of ideas. We kind of gathered in groups and we put butcher paper up on the wall, and we had maybe room for as many rooms as we had for breakout sessions. And the groups came up with the topics.
And we had individuals come and we had a brunch over which attendees defined topics that they wanted to talk to others about outside of their regular echo chamber, if you will, within the region.
And then the very next day, I think that was on a Friday, and then on the Saturday, we met at the Gadsden branch and we held our first gathering.
That year, it was held at Las Cruces, I remember, and the enjoyment and seeing all the different presenters, made me excited.
We weren't afraid to do something that maybe we failed at. We always did things that we thought might push the envelope a little bit. And if it worked, that was great. And if it didn't, we weren't afraid of change. And I think that was something that's unique about this committee still, really.
To me, it represents the value of the diversity and being about aware of the things that happening in our surrounding, in our borderland.
An autonomy the faculty at El Paso Community College have had in regards to representing their community and delivering educational products to their community.
One of the things that I think was also special about the conference, especially at the very beginning and continuing on to now, actually, is we always had the support of our leaders.
That sense of autonomy is part of, I think, the DNA of the college. I have two very significant memories. One is dealing with the inspirational figure of Jaime Escalante, a math teacher who was filmed for, the story was filmed in the movie Stand and Deliver, and we had him coming out of his home and to deliver a speech and to contact students here in our region after a time where he had basically gone into retirement, into a quiet life.
I just felt like it gave me an opportunity to meet different people, find out about how things worked. I was able to work with administration. I mean, even the president of the college, which I might not have been able to as just a newbie, right? But there I am at his conference table, and we're talking about the Border Learning Conference. And, so I have that special memory.
And another instance where we devoted a large thread to showing the possibilities of that were emerging in the region as a result of aerospace.
It is the excitement that I see and I saw and I'm seeing from watching the participant as they come to see what they can learn and what they can take away from the BLC.
And also just some of the speakers we brought in over time were special to me too. We had a woman named Noah Baum who came from Israel and talked about the borders between Palestine and Israel, and had a great impact on, I think, a lot of us that went to her session. She was a storyteller, and we had I can't think of it, Jerry, and I can't think of his last name. He was a storyteller also, and they had a great impact on me. Jaime Escalante, the man who was the basis for Stand and Deliver, the movie, he was one of our speakers. We brought in students from all over the El Paso region. We met people from NPR, and it just, just that kind of experience was very special to me. And then just being able to work at the college with my colleagues and from DABCC and DACC too. Yeah.
I really hope that you enjoy it. Thank you, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. And we hope that you will join us in our next session. We are hearing from two professors from Doña Ana Community College, and we hope to see everyone there to support our neighboring community college, DACC, who, previously with EPCC was our partner in the Border Learning Conference. So we hope to see you at all sessions. We hope to see you at the next session today. Thank you.